You'll suck at drafting. I'm here to give you a quick crash course on how to draft for the BBL. I've whipped up a cute little graphic for you. So obviously, when it comes to a BBL draft, you need a golem first and foremost. Golem's clearly the best Pokemon in the format. Um, Golem Kanto is suspiciously labeled as 1 point, while Golem Alola is down there at 4. I don't know what they're doing, but must be some kind of misprint that they're just running with. That's probably the league's whole gimmick, is that they're allowing Golem for cheap. Obviously, there are substitutes for Golem. First thing you might think of is going for Graveler and Graveler Alola. They can pull off Eviolite. But there's a few things that pull off similar enough roles. They're not, they're not Golem, but you can make do with Carbink or Rhydon over regular Golem, or Probopass or Stunfisk, depending on if you really need Magnet Pull or Electric type coverage more. If we look at draft format, every team needs a way to counter Golem, and really there's no better way to counter Golem than with God himself. Arceus Grass is probably the best Golem format, best Golem answer in the format. With Grass type, that's effective against both, resistant to ground and electric, 4 times super effective on Kanto, 2 times on regular. It's a potent option. Special attacks hit the weaker side. Pretty good Pokemon. I think it's a Silver Uber, if I'm remembering right. You've also got Arceus Fighting, which is a good offensive one to take the fight to them. Arceus Water was too powerful. No, that was Arceus Ground. Arceus Ground was too powerful and needed to be banned. Arceus Water is also powerful, but far less effective against Golem Alola due to the secondary electric typing. So take care trying to counter Golem Alola with Arceus Water. Obviously, there's only 2 Arceuses allowed, so not everyone can have a God counter for this collection of fine Pokemon up here. So there are some more specific checks. Water types, if you're using your Uber slot, you've got your Palkia, your Mega Blastoise, and got your other options like Keldeo, Rillaboom, Katana. Pretty nice options. With the anti-Alolan Golem, you're looking mostly at ground types. These kind of work in tandem, right? Like, your Rillaboom will also counter Alolan Golem pretty well, but it's not going to be as good as the counter. Same with the water types. In return, like for example, Zamazenta, it's okay versus regular Golem, but it's got to watch out for EQ. As you know, it's quite frail. It's quite frail, and doesn't want to be taking stab EQs. And it's pretty rough trying to build against Golem. But with draft format comes counter teaming. So, if you notice, a lot of the Pokemon here, you've got grass types, you've got fighting types, you've got water types, ground types. So, two great things to pair with Golem to support it are flying and ice types, especially ice types with freeze dry. Zapdos Golem, I think, is a fantastic core. That you should probably build your entire team around if you're lucky enough to get Golem. It's got electric stab for water types, flying stab for grass and fighting types. It resists fighting types, resists ground moves, even resists steel moves. Quite a defensive Pokemon that can be paired. Same thing with Ho-Oh, but stacks the water weakness, which isn't what you want, but it's still an option. Your Veltals, yeah, it's okay. It works pretty well with Golem. I was trying to use that in one of the speed tours, but I didn't have enough time to fully realize Golem's potential in that matchup. Uh, Ray, Mega Mence, Skyman. Um, uh, Skyman is another pretty synergistic combo. With especially a Alolan Golem here to trap steel types. Fantastic trapper. And then, as you can see, you've got a lot of you've got the 3 Curums, which are fantastic with freeze dry. Arceus Ice. I don't think this thing gets freeze dry, but it's an Arceus form. It's pretty good. It removes one of your Golem counterplays. Calyrex Ice is okay. It's a bit slow, so maybe you can run a Trick Room Golem team. And then Greninja isn't really a Ice type, but Protean Ice Beam is like the only move I ever use when I use Protean Gren, so same difference really. So I've whipped up a couple sample teams down here. If I stop talking about Golem for a second, what's important when you're building an Ubers League draft is building around more of a concept. You can kind of make cores and fill in your traditional Firewater Grass cores, but in Ubers, you're going to have kind of difficulties with your cores kind of being blown apart by some random super strong Pokemon or pair of Pokemon, because you can't really draft for everything in Ubers. If we quickly move over here, if we move to this, it can be extremely difficult to prep for, say, Yveltal or some Arceus forms, while also prepping for Genesect in drafting form. You've only got 11 Pokemon, I think. I don't know, I didn't read. But it can be very difficult to try and cram answers for all these things into your draft, which is why I think a lot of successful speed tour drafts, they kind of build around a central theme. A player who I think does this pretty well is Burigo, he sees a lot of success in the speed tours. If you look at this team, it's got Magana, Torn, Milotic, all these kind of pivot Pokemon, pivot into breakers like Mega Gallade, Nidoqueen, and then he's got some powerful cleaners like Darkrai, Torn, Mega Gallade is still cleaner. But this kind of bulky pivot creates kind of an entire team that flows together rather than something like I'm sorry, whoever this is, King K. Bull. This team doesn't. It's got good threats and it kind of fills in its cores okay, but it doesn't really gel together like something like Burgo's team does, and it's hard to see what kind of game plan you're going to bring with this kind of team versus this very clearly slow pivot based gameplay that you're going to see from this. Another one, is this the one I'm looking for? This one. Yeah. So here's another one built around Groudon Sun with Infinite, Heliolisk, Mega Venusaur with regular Venusaur with Chlorophyll. It's kind of got a more offensive take, but it's still got slow pivots like Corviknight, Slowking, Clefable. It's kind of got a synergy that holds the team together, and you can see clearly where your game plans are going, even if your game plan has a bad matchup, like if your Sun is paired up against the opposing Mega Blaziken and you don't have the best answers for it. you can kind of still build your team without having to worry what your end game looks like. Your end game is trying to stop Mega Blaziken and then, you know, going into your default mode. Let's see if I can find another example here. Here's another one that I want to speak to. Another bulky pivot-based team. Kieran Black Breaker, Mega Sizzle with cleaning, lots of pivot spams. If I pull up the doc that Liv made, I'll link a video below. They put a lot more effort than I did. But in terms of building a draft, you don't need to just fill in all these boxes. You don't even need to fill in like half these boxes. You can make a good team that's built around just ignoring these boxes. And I've got my sample teams here. This team, you can see it's platinum. It's got a platinum Uber, which is not something that every team is going to want to do, as it's kind of top heavy and you need to put another Pokemon into your points score. But it's built around Lele plus Mewtwo Mega X. It's a very offensive team, built around kind of sweeping late game with these two or these two. Garchomp plus Zapdos breaking. Then you've got basically just support Pokemon in the back. Blastoise, Ferrothorn, Weezing, Golem, set up hazards type of thing. Leads to very quick games, I would say. And then another one here, which is built around Grass Spam plus Zig Complete. So you've got Zygarde Complete, which obviously ignores grassy terrain. Rillaboom plus Arceus Grass plus Zera plus Victini plus Pidgeot Mega. There's a lot of U-turn pivots here, and the idea with type spam is kind of using the combined pressure of, say, Rillaboom's Wood Hammers and Arceus's Judgment to kind of soften up the team and give way for something like Zygarde Complete. And you can kind of see defined end games built around these two teams. And in saying that, there isn't really a game plan for Golem.